So, I'm not here to talk about anybody's religion if this belongs to anybody. So, if I'm saying anything wrong or you feel as though I'm misconstruing it, do realize most of my video is for satire, not so much comedy. It's not to make a joke of anything, but to see it in a misappropriated view, not inappropriate view, just outside of its standing appropriation. So I think it is Shiva. I want to go over to. Anyway, back to the video. It seems like it's just jumping back into the same thing, and it's not really getting direct to what I'm saying. Why is Shiva the destroyer? We'll just check that one real quick. He's associated with destruction of karma and the god of desire. Hence, Shiva is called Kamataka. He overpowers Yama and the god of death, which is why Shiva is called Yamantaka. So so he is associated with the beheading of Rama and hence Kampalin, and he beheads Daksha and overturns Daksha's Yagya. Okay, so anyway, pretty out there story. Basically, this guy is like, hey, yeah, your time. Yeah, I'm gonna kill you. Hey, you're the creator. Yeah, I'm gonna kill you too. Hey, you're the Deathbringer. Yeah, I'm gonna kill you too. Anybody else like to stand up? Because I'm basically Thanos. I'm gonna snap my fingers and we're all gonna disappear. That's basically Shiva. People goes, oh well, Thanos is bad. Okay, was he bad? Whose perspective? Okay. Anyway, back to Shiva. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to big screening this. And well, okay, so if we look at Shiva and just take them in their perspective, and this is one of many guys I want to talk about. People would view them as evil, or view him as evil. That's how you want to view it, because he destroys. He has a violent rage when wiping out everything. He comes to kill to be the ending. He kills the ending of endings. He is the killer of the killer, if that makes sense. So it's like the government hires a hitman. The hitman kills everybody who gets out of line for the government. It's like, well, what about when the hitman gets out of line? Oh, yeah, we kill him too with another hitman. It's like, wait, what? It's like, yeah, there's a guy for that guy too. So he is the end. He is the ending of endings, if that makes sense. We're like, oh, that's so destructive. That's like the destruction of destruction. It's like, bingo. No matter how chaotic it can get, he's just like, and the next brushstroke. But the last one was perfect, and the next one can be better. Well, what if it's worse? Don't worry, because we'll be moving on to the next brushstroke. He's not here to make things more beautiful, and he's not here to take away the beauty of things. He's here to give things that are not beautiful the opportunity to become beautiful, and the things that are beautiful to bring on a new perspective of beauty. That is how I see it. I say he can get to a fit of violent rages and dances in his search for destruction. It's not a search for destruction, it's a search for finding completeness in things and to wipe them, seeing that they have fulfilled their destiny and that it is now time to move on to their next chapter, to start new and to build other great things. Because it's such as like an iPhone. I've made the greatest phone ever. It's like, now what are you going to do? I'm going to tear it all down and make it better. Or you have in the other case, I built a phone. Your phone sucks. Let's tear it down. Why? We can make one better. Same concept. You see it all throughout life. We do it. It's done for good reason. We tear down what we have and what we see and perceive to be the most unique and the pinnacle of things in which we create. And then starting the next day after it's complete, we seek to basically tear down everything that we worked for to create something completely new and better. And you're like, no, we don't. We just add on. You do. And the next person will add on, the next person will add on, the next person will add on. And then the ultimate bringer of destruction will go, hey, no, 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 no. Time for the next big thing. If you don't understand what I'm saying, it's basically like, we were like, hey, write on this. Send this to this guy. And Shiva was like, y'all been doing that for too long. Next. But we moved on to better inks and better seals and better envelopes and better horsemen and make it better and better every year. It's like, yeah, great, cool, yeah. Next, move on to pigeons. They're faster, more reliable. What are you doing? And I start moving on to faster birds, and they're like, what are you doing? Guys, are you not understanding what I'm doing here? Wipes the birds out of the equation. And they're like, oh. Okay, we'll start using lines. Tap, 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 tap. I'm like, okay, that's great and dandy. So when are you going to move on from that? Well, we're making even better and faster conductive lines. It's like, I just don't learn. He comes and wipes it all out. You see? So no matter what is created and improved upon and made better by others who would be seen as gods, he is a God who comes upon them gods and goes, nope, we need something new, something better. And those are all different technologies, you know. You wouldn't send a telegram through a pigeon. You have to feed it back into a telegraph reader and tap, 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 you know? Can you imagine if pigeons were flying around just... What is that pigeon doing? What is the pigeon doing? I think it's tapping Morse code. You'd be like, what the... Yeah, there's a reason we don't use pigeons to send Morse code. Why? Because, again, we kept moving on to other things. We don't mix the technologies. They get wiped and we start anew. We can mix technologies within technologies, but eventually once the technology is wiped, it's completely new. And just like we moved from there, we moved on to pagers. And then pagers got better and did different things, and then we moved on to cell phones. And cell phones got better and they did different things, and then we got rid of cell phones. And then we moved on to progressing the calculator, and then we made the calculator better. And then the calculator, we put applications and stuff into it, and we decided to make it a telecommunication device as well. So, you know, we got the world's most advanced calculators, and we completely got rid of the phone. Don't believe me? Go to a payphone. Because you're not going to see a smartphone hooked on there going, hey, just 10 cents and use it now. Phones don't exist no more, guys. Stop it. That technology's been wiped. Phones don't exist no more. We don't talk on phones. We talk on computers through social media networks and webs. Don't believe me? There's a reason you're a mobile, not cellular service, your mobile service. Mobile service provides you media content because that's their infrastructure. But we don't have phones no more. Phones don't exist. Well, I have a rotary phone. No, you fucking don't. You have a piece of old technology that's hooking up from an archaic connection into a modernized infrastructure that happens to have the ability to still carry your signal. That's it. It just happens to carry electric signals for you. Honestly, if you're not careful and AT&T decides to just rip them lines out, you're screwed. Anyway, back to the thing. Shiva was like, yeah, no more cell phones. Start again. Pretty soon, you see this? You see this? It might sound unbelievable right now, but this is going to disappear. And you're like, oh, then we're going to move into a new transfixed thing where we go back to nature. It's like, no. Shiva's going to come in and just wipe that shit clean. Because there was a point when they were sending letters and they were like, birds are never going to send messages. What? Who thought of this? You're crazy. They're going to eat it. Someone sent that bird. But when they were sending the bird, some guy was like, I wish I had a device that couldn't be touched, that I could carry, that could just send the message like through your brain, just send the message to the next person, and they can pick it up on their device and they can read it with their brain. It'd be like magic. So that's what they were thinking. I guess some guy somewhere. But the rest of the people, they were like, how else are we going to do it if we don't use pigeons? You know, that's basically how this is. But definitively, the guy who said we're never going to, you know, send messages without people, he was baffled when he found out they were using pigeons. I would have never thought of that. It's things that we can't perceive or see. Where Shiva's like, I've seen the past, and I've destroyed it before, and better things come, if not different things. And then he's just like, wipe, and it's your time. So eventually, even these things, iPhones will be gone. And you, whatever situation in life you are in, he's going to wipe that clean too. You're like, but I'm living such a great life. And you're like, yeah. So you can either fall into some struggles and make it better, or you can fall into some struggles and make it worse. And he's just like, the opportunity will never come unless I, whoops, wipe. That's what he does. Oh, well, that's destructive. It's like, yeah, but it's opportunistic at the same time. We're like, well, that's scary. It's like, yes, but if you were at peace, you would never move. So that's Shiva, at least in my opinion. Again, I can be completely wrong, but I think this guy is just like joyous in what he does. He's like, yes, burn the world, and you're like, no, and he's like, no, you don't understand what I'm doing for you. He's like, greater things will come. If I don't burn your straw houses, you'll never build clay houses. If I don't crumble your clay houses, you'll never build brick. And if I don't shake your brick houses, you'll never build megalithics. He's like, if I don't destroy your megalithic structures, you'll never realize that you yourself are a god. So I don't know. You never know what this guy's doing. He's just like, should I? Why am I even asking? Let's just do it anyway. And that's what he does. That's his thing. He doesn't care if your work is good. He doesn't care if your work is bad. He doesn't care what you've done or where you come from or where you've been. And he's just like, man, you're doing pretty rough. Whoops, winning lottery ticket. Oops, my bad. What will you do with that? Change your whole life. You went from homeless to you're rich. If you were born in the 1600s, but if you were born in the year 2385, yeah, the U.S. currency doesn't exist no more, and you're $1 million, you're broke. Hey, good joke by that guy, right? Anyway, I'm supposed to be soldering this, but back on to Shiva. I just want to close up this video. Yeah, I don't feel like he's really destructive. I guess it's a perspective view. Because, you'll destroy a tree, tear it into pieces, and rip it just to build a beautiful chair or a beautiful table. And in time, as the table ages, you'll eventually tear that down and recycle it and turn it into something else until you completely destroy it, turn it back into soil, and then plant a seed from that original tree to regrow it and just complete the same process all over again to try something new. That is Shiva. And that is the end of this video. So maybe you can give me a new one.